Hey guys, it is Justin here from Wellness Business Secrets, and I am with Kelly Martin from Epoch Lasers. And Kelly, thank you for hopping on today.
Oh, yes. Thanks for having me.
So Kelly, tell me, what is your background? How did you get involved in the laser game?
I've had a background in medical equipment pretty much my entire working life. And with Epic Lasers, I literally fell into the job. It started back in 2000, and I was actually selling them some diagnostic equipment to monitor what they're doing with laser research. And that didn't go so well. They said, "We don't want the equipment, but we'll take you." So it just started then. And then during the trials and all the testing with the lasers, because we were making at that time the very first high powered class 4 laser worldwide. And during that, I ended up treating somebody who had a torn meniscus. He was due for surgery later that week, which he still had. And when I was done with one treatment, about 10 minutes, he was ready to go for a run. He said he felt so good. So I was hooked. And then it's just been product development and moving through other trials since then. And now we have a product that's out in the market since probably 2016. So something like that.
So you said something right off the bat that I already told you we're going to talk about is to use one of your lasers, do I need to be clinical? Do I need to be an MD, or who can use this?
Right. Anybody can actually use it. I think it's helpful to have a good background on anatomy and physiology. That certainly is very helpful. But no, you do not have to be a doctor, a clinician to use it. I've trained people that are massage therapists up through doctors, and the training is pretty brief. So about 4 hours, you're pretty comfortable with using it. And I have a few prerequisite videos that I have people watch first, but then you're ready to go.
So on the flip side, the good thing is you do provide the training and support for someone that wants to bring this into their business.
Absolutely. Oh, yes. Yeah. And that's really fun for me to do. I enjoy that part quite a bit.
For those of you who can't see on the podcast, she's smiling right now just talking about training, and I love that passion. So talk to me, what would someone use one of your lasers for? Obviously you said knee pain, but I'm sure there's a ton of modalities. What do you guys see it used for most often?
A lot of injuries. Sports injuries, we actually are pretty into the sports market in there. But pain, inflammation, people with arthritic conditions, pulled muscles, strains, sprains, connective tissue issues, even neuropathies. So diabetic patients that have that foot kind of tingling, numbness, hands. It helps regenerate nerves, not just tissue. And we've done all the research to prove that. So it's science backed. It's not just saying, oh, this light does something. And you have to take us at face value. We have the research to back it up.
Now, for people who are watching and maybe haven't experienced a laser, a lot of people are familiar with like red light therapy, where they might go and stand in front of a light. Am I going to feel the laser as a patient? So if this is being done to me.
Absolutely. You will definitely feel it. It's nice and warm. It feels like a nice, like warm heating pad kind of sensation. And many times people will get super relaxed. I went over to a friend's house and treated the whole family, and she said we all took a nap that afternoon. So it is soothing, very soothing.
Now, from a clinic standpoint, we talk to a lot of wellness businesses. How are people implementing this into their programs, their packaging? What are the things you see most often?
Right, good question. So I think a lot, like chiropractors, let's say, they will pretty much put a package together because it's not just a one and done treatment. So usually people need anywhere from 4 to 6, sometimes 8 treatments to really resolve a problem. And so they'll sell a package, and then if need be, they can even make it available for the whole family to use and share. But usually the person ends up using it, and it's pretty well received.
And then just again, I think the beautiful thing is, as we're talking about this from a logistics standpoint, even if you're a chiropractor, you could have your MA run this program or administer this. It doesn't have to be your provider doing that.
Absolutely. You want to free the doctor up as much as possible. And so, especially in a chiropractic situation, their assistant is great at doing this, or even the massage therapist. It can tie well into other therapies that the person's already there for.
Well, I think even here we're at CryoCon today, and there's people that are come in for a cryotherapy session for an injury. To layer these services create such a higher value package and could charge a lot more, I'd imagine, as well.
I believe you could, yeah. And I think the whole package idea is pretty well accepted, and it's pretty palatable for people financially.
Now, as far as bringing the Epic laser into the clinic setting, if I were to order one today, I need to do training. What does that time frame look like to get it into place and into my systems?
Oh, do it in less than a week.
Oh, I,
Yeah, we can make it happen pretty fast. I think it kind of depends on our travel schedules more than anything, but we have inventory ready to go. I guess I should back up a little bit. It does take a little time to watch those videos. I've got like 3 hours. So once a clinic has whoever's going to be trained watch those videos, then I'll get on site and do the training.
and then I know this is something I've heard from other manufacturers, people complain about. If they do their initial training and they want to train additional staff, do you guys provide that as well?
We do. And so the nice thing is, actually, I just did that last month where they brought in a new assistant. And so she was able to get the hands-on work through her coworkers. And I did all the practical part just over the phone. We just did a Zoom. I could administer the test that way. And if I have to go on site, I will. But usually the clinic is so well trained, and getting another person added and trained is easy.
Now, ballpark, what are you seeing people charging per session for a laser session or laser treatment?
Right, yeah, it varies. Anywhere from, I see $40 up to $70 is pretty common. So at home, when I am home, I will charge $40 for one area. If I treat, say, the other knee, it's $30. So that's a pretty typical session. And then that's when I work at my gym. I'll set up at our health club and just offer that to the members. And then I also work at my acupuncturist occasionally and treat her patients, and she charges $70 for it.
And so just let me hear you, because I love entrepreneurialism. You're just going with those patients already and saying, hey, if you want to add this service in, and you're just making some money that way.
Yeah, that's my whole side, if you will. So that's additional to what I'm already doing with sales and training for Epoch lasers.
I think that's just, for a lot of you guys listening from a business standpoint, we talk about getting into the community and marketing. It's tough to bring a cryo chamber out to a health club, but the way that you create awareness with this, because it is semi-portable as well.
It's super portable. It just goes in a small roll, little carry-on size bags, and I've traveled all over the world with it, actually. We've been out of the country numerous times working with other organizations.
So think about that, guys. From a marketing standpoint or a business, you could take your little suitcase, carrying case with this laser and go create relief for hundreds of people immediately, and there's really no overhead. It doesn't cost you per use.
Mm-mm.
So you can make a huge impact and then use that to bring them back into your clinic for additional treatment.
Right, that's a good point. It's very portable. I'll even set up, let's say a clinician's wondering if it's a good fit for them. So we set up what we call laser days. And so I'll just go and set up and offer treatments. We'll announce it to their customers or their clients ahead of time and say, okay, next week on Wednesday, we're doing laser day. Come in, here's your free treatment, so that their client base gets a real good feel for it. And then they have really good feedback for the doctors or the clinicians.
And how long does a session typically last? Let's just say for a knee.
10 minutes.
Oh, wow. So if you're doing 10-minute sessions, figure you get 4 people an hour at $40 a session, you're still bringing $160 an hour.
It definitely pays for itself. People look at the price tag at first and think, well, that's a significant amount of money, but if you're financing it, it's about $480 a month, and you're making that back at least 4 times over just starting out.
Well, and we live heavily in the marketing side of things, and so to even be able to have a service that you can offer that doesn't have a cost and say, hey, we're going to do a $19 laser treatment. If your systems are dialed in, you can bring that person in. You just need $20 for a consult. They just got scanned, you talk to them, and then hopefully you sold them something else to treat them.
Absolutely, yep. And they love it. So people get their first treatment, and then they tend to want to come back and say, well, when can I come back for this? So, yeah, it's kind of patient-driven in a way.
Now, do you know, I'm just curious on a ballpark, how many clinics are your lasers in right now?
That's a good question. Over 60 or 70.
Oh, wow.
So it's out there.
And then for you guys, what's next? What do you see coming down the pipeline in technology or in your specific area?
In technology, well, first, this is the laser I have at this show is our brand new version. We just made it easier, a little more user-friendly, things of that nature. The core of the laser is exactly the same. In fact, it's been 980 nanometers, high power, 20 watts, continuous wave for almost 20 years because we know that's effective. So that part's not changing. We do have a home therapy unit as well. So it'll also use the 980 nanometer wavelength, so it's near infrared. It's a small device that's, maybe like the size of 3 cell phones. And we're just coming out with that new model right now. But that's something that you put directly over the area that does hurt, 20 to 30 minutes every day until your pain is calmed down or the problem's resolved. And that's the way that we can help people treat themselves at home.
Now, from a business standpoint, are those units something that you guys are offering for resale, or is it direct to consumer from you guys?
It's resale.
Okay,
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah, so it's another thing that a clinic can offer. They can set up a wholesale account and have another retail item.
So guys, think about that. If someone came in, they wanted their knee to get treated, you sell them a 10 package of sessions for $50 a session or $500, and then the option of, hey, here's the home unit, you can do the maintenance this for another $500. You can very easily turn that to $1,000 of revenue, and you're just getting them more attached to the clinic, because they're going to want to come back for more.
Exactly. Yep, that sounds like an excellent plan.
Again, you guys can know all the techie stuff. I love the business side. That's why we're here today. If they want to learn more about Epoch Lasers, what is the best way to contact you or reach out?
Epochlazers.com, and so that's EPOCH lasers, and or my phone number.
We'll put it in the show
Yeah,
notes.
yeah.
But make sure you guys ask for her if you go through the website there, so we can give her some credit. And then just guys, check it out. But we're going to be doing some more with her on this, because I want to show you guys how quickly this can turn into so many different revenue systems in your business for both marketing and the sales, and also the results for your patients. Because like, if you didn't hear her earlier, she got hooked on this by seeing the outcomes. I want everyone to be believing in the modality they have in their business, or else it's not worth marketing. Hey, Kelly, I really appreciate you being on today, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you.